is still very dirty. Things are very much still in progress, but now for the story of a family who bought a 100-year-old home and the choices they made to make it their own. It's the shape of home. If any of you are clingy like me about trying to give things a proper goodbye before they go, you will understand that back in February, we had a last supper in our empty home before the demolition began. We said goodbye to some details that were going to change forever, like this lovely kitchen doorway and the beadboard wainscoting, nice and original little details. Oh, and also the greenness of this kitchen and all its green screen potential. Thank you to that one commenter who pointed out this magical possibility. In a previous video, I shared a tour and a big picture renovation plan. I will link that in the description, but you are probably here to get nosy, to learn about home terminology, to find out how much everything costs, to freely comment on our design choices. Please be kind because we are amateurs. We are by no means interior design professionals. And the number of times I have gone on Home Depot, searched for something, and then hit sort by price because I just want this to get done. That's another way of saying we were on a budget, so let's get into it. In our case, our heart was opened up, gutted, needs some valve surgery. Our first ask was to expand both of the doorways into our galley kitchen to increase the flow of light. Not sure how far to take this metaphor. That revealed this duct, which will be moved into the wall, and it showed us this lovely old pipe, which our contractor recommended replacing before we close everything up. We discovered that, like ogres, our floor is an onion that has layers. Layers of previous flooring, which you can see here. It's just fun to kind of see a little history of common flooring materials used in kitchens. We asked for the floor to be leveled because she's slanted, and then we're gonna finish the whole thing with engineered hardwood. So that is the plan here. And welcome back. You have come full circle back to present day us. We are here visiting the house and doing a little bit of cleaning up because we're getting some family photos taken in a very new home, haven't moved in yet vibe. Hopefully it turns out. But our photographer is Whitney, who's the same one that I worked with when I did that 24-hour maternity photo shoot sewing extravaganza, if you remember that. Everything is very dusty, so we have some vacuuming to do.
For you, miss.
Oh, thank you. Woo, lots of spit. Wasn't sure if it would be strange to get renovation photos, but I actually am so glad we got these while the walls were down. There's vantage points that don't exist anymore because we've rebuilt some walls. These bedrooms were bare. It just feels like a fresh start, a blank slate, good old tabula rasa moment. And on the topic of bedrooms, hello, this is future Wendy. I have moved in, obviously. Thank you to Birch Living for sponsoring this video. Like many, hopefully yourself included, sleep is important to me, especially with a baby. Moving can be a great opportunity to get a new mattress, but in our case, we are definitely sticking with our Birch Living mattress. If you're unfamiliar with Birch, they are my mattress of choice. They are a premium mattress in a box company that makes mattresses and sleep products that are stylish, comfortable, and environmentally conscious. I just can't believe we're hitting all these points. All their non-toxic mattresses are made in America. They are crafted with organic and natural materials that have been sustainably sourced. They're specially created with breathability, cooling, and support in mind. They offer increased airflow, targeted zone lumbar support. I love that with our Birch mattress, it is made with organic and natural materials because unlike synthetic mattresses, the wool in these mattresses makes it hypoallergenic, so it is both allergen and mildew resistant. In addition to being a better mattress for us, Birch is also committed to being better for the planet. Throughout their entire mattress creation process, Birch ensures that their materials are produced and harvested sustainably. We have had our Birch mattress for over a year now. Took care of me throughout the growing belly pregnancy times, also the endless nights that followed that with a newborn, and we still love it. Love that it's 100% non-toxic. Everyone who sleeps on it, myself, Dan, Sagwa, all enjoy it, wake up from good sleeps on it. If you're thinking about getting a Birch mattress, they will deliver right to your door. It is free shipping in the US. It's super easy to set up. You get a 25-year warranty and a 100-night sleep trial, and if at any point during that time you don't like it, they'll just pick it up and refund you. And there's so many add-ons to choose from. We have many of these, like their plush organic mattress topper, waterproof mattress cover, organic duvet cover, etc. So as you can see, we love our Birch mattress. I think you will too. If you're looking for a new bed, check out Birch. You can click the link below or go to birchliving.com/withwendy and you will get $400 off your Birch mattress plus 2 free pillows. Wow. Today we tried to clean up our home a little bit because a realtor is coming in a moment to take pictures. So it can be posted for rent, so someone new can enjoy this place. A bit bittersweet. I just needed to record this moment because this is the most orderly our home has looked in a long time. In a way, this is how I'd like it to be remembered, although I have plenty of photos of it in its real lived-in state, which is also how I want it to be remembered too. The sunlight is peeking in the kitchen, which makes me so happy. This is always our favorite time of the year to live here because the angles are just right for a bunch of happy little moments. Curious if the future tenant is going to be interested in keeping our divider, but I think a lot of these other fixtures we are going to try to bring with us, so maybe I'll do a unmaking my apartment video. When it comes to supply and demand in the home renovation industry, the global pandemic has put us in this area. It's the worst one. Demand is high, as you can imagine, when many people are forced to stay at home and to work from home and to stare at the walls in their home and think to themselves, ah yes, my life would be a little better if I could change a few things. And supply is low due to material shortages, labor shortages, that one big ship getting stuck. I actually don't know how much impact that had. I mean, it was sizable, but not like the end of the world. So therefore, the impact is prices can be as high as they like. And with that sunny news, we went tile shopping. What is this insanity? There's been developments. Some of the tiles have arrived. This is a little gray terrazzo that we got. We chose these lovely mosaic tiles. Honestly, we bought all of those without seeing them. That was probably the boldest thing we've done. Our powder room has been framed in, and I think those are the tiles that are going to go on the ground in the powder room. Ooh.
You gotta be scared.
Wow. Yeah, I'm so excited. Not to overshare on their private matters, but later that month, some tile did get laid. Over here in the entrance, we picked this large format terrazzo, and in the powder room, we chose this polished marble tile, and it's because this was the inspo for it, and I don't think I could afford like a marble sink, so the tile is the swap-in option. In the ensuite bathroom, we finally saw that mosaic tile that we had bought sight unseen. We still had to pick the colors for grout and the stone jam, so we just made our best guess and came back during the day to confirm it in better lighting, and so far so good, I think. You're so excited. All right, we made it to the house. Oh my gosh, that doorway is gigantic. Wow, I'm pretty speechless right now. We've got some drywall sectioning off a little entryway closet. Over here where this hole was, used to literally be a duct coming out of the ground. It's all been hidden away nicely into this box at the entrance, so that opened up our front area. Over here, the drywall is also in for our little powder room. There's the toilet hole. There's the fixtures for the vanity. Oh yeah, and sconces! The sconces are so pretty. I'm so excited with the ones we found on sale. What other big changes we got? Oh my gosh. The drywall that was covering the stairwell has been completely removed. From our investigation, it looked like there were 5 layers of drywall all stacked up against each other. I'm so happy they stripped it all away. And so now we can see all these studs. They're going to be exposed. We're doing exposed studs, so we are going to replace these with some nicer looking wood. Super excited about that. And over here, I don't know if this really captures how big this entryway feels, but it's amazing. They're gonna do the rounded corners on both of these doorways, and you can already get a taste of the rounded corner. I think they've put this in as a little trial, and that's perfect. That's exactly what we hope for. The back room is still a bit of a storage area. I do think Dan and I need to get moving on selling these appliances. We've got a fridge, a stove, a microwave. We are gonna keep the toilet that was originally here, trying to keep whatever we can. And farewell to the green walls. It's been totally covered up, framed in, wired up, piped up, ready for all of the kitchen fixtures. Oh my goodness, what a difference a few days makes. Let's go upstairs and see if there's been any changes up here. Oh, goodbye! It's closed up! Aw. Literally last weekend we were here and did a photo shoot and were able to shoot through the studs. But now there's a wall. And here it is from the other side, our ensuite bathroom. I'm gonna step inside and take a look. So inside the ensuite, we've got the fixtures for our vanity, another toilet hole. This is gonna be the shower. Oh, our niche! Hello, niche. Wow, I love the niche. Okay, happy about the niche. Our contractor told us that we should be ready to move in here in a month, so it's starting to feel very real. I have never lived in a house that I own. Is all feeling very surreal. Like I feel like I'm just playing house. I'm a bit bittersweet actually to leave our loft over the weekend. We had all these visitors come to see the place and see if they wanted to be the future tenants, and I think they found someone. So we'll have to say goodbye, and I can be a bit sentimental, I confess. The stairs. They gave us a really good peek at the original lathe and plaster walls, the material of choice from the 18th to mid 20th century for interior walls. If you will indulge my amateur historical home research, the lathe are these thin strips of wood nailed one at a time with coats of plaster on top, and that creates the finished walls. Compared to drywall, which is more common these days, lathe and plaster offers better sound control. It can be more fire resistant, but it can crack as a house settles or shifts foundation, and it's a huge pain for updating any wiring. So we just chose only to remove what's necessary since it's not all bad. Originally, we wanted the wall above the stairs to be completely open, but we discovered these studs are actually load bearing, so if we removed them, the second floor would be a little bit compromised. So after many hours of Pinterest, not that that has not already been happening for this house, we shifted our plan to include brand new exposed oak studs, because if we're gonna keep them, I guess might as well make them beautiful. We really did not know if this was going to work out, but the next time we visited, we got a better taste of the final outcome, and I think we'll be pretty happy with how this wood slat staircase solved our surprise load-bearing stud problem. And now, because you've watched this video, you know which ones are load-bearing and which ones are imposters. Real juicy gossip. Which brings us to surprises. We've already had a few, and as with any renovation of a 100-year-old home, I feel like you should just brace for surprise impact. Upstairs, we discovered this small little cavity where we could add a linen closet. We didn't really have the budget to do anything about this bit of brick that jutted out in the top corner, so there's another secret for you, just for you video watchers. And we also didn't have a plan for how to match the vintage baseboards and brand new baseboards in the bedrooms once this ensuite was added. The details you just don't really think about until you're there. but our contractor had a plan. There was a whole debate about whether we could salvage the baseboard here in Marla's bedroom, and they were able to remove it all successfully, which is such great news. I know it seems strange that we're removing the old baseboard, but there's a good reason. It has now been added over here, and I'm so happy. I feel like our contractor did such an amazing job. So this room looks like it's completely original, even though we salvaged this baseboard from Marla's room. And then that way Marla's room can have new baseboard. It just wasn't possible for both of our rooms to retain baseboard since we built whole new walls. So at least this way one of the rooms gets to have the original feel. So when it comes to handles, we've got a couple of handles to shop for. I think some of them we want them to have locks and some of them we don't. I don't know. It's going to be quite the hunt today. So a lot of people in the last video were asking, what is the name of the door store? And I couldn't help but giggle a little because the name is the door store. So now you know. And we're going to go there again. Actually, it's for me a second time. You've never been there. So I'm actually really excited for Dan to see it because it's just such a magical place. We are going there to pick secondhand handles.
Doorknobs?
Second handles.
Oh dear.
Because in our agreement with our contractor, handle selection was up to us. We're gonna get it done today. I'm excited. Do you want mismatch or do you want to try to find a complete set?
For what?
Handles. Do you want all the handles upstairs to match? Or do you want it to be like this door is this and this door is that?
I haven't really thought about it.
Well, we're going to a secondhand place, so you have to be open-minded.
I feel like mismatch is more likely.
Already so many treasures since we were last here. Oh my gosh, this is so fascinating. Who knew you could rent fancy doorknobs? Wow. All right, focus, 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 focus. It's all happening very fast all of a sudden. Let us begin.